Setting up a voice conference room. Go to Features, Conferences, click New. What the system will do is automatically allocate a number or a conference code to this conference room. So this is the room conference number. It's actually not dialable through the system as a number, so it's not a feature code, it's a unique code for the conference room. I'll explain how you get onto these numbers shortly. So you may want to give this a description, so we may want to use this for tech support. A couple of important parts here that you must put in. You must put an administrator pin in here, so I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you must put in at least 1 or 2 more options here. Okay, the normal one is to put the admin one in so that the person setting up the conference uses that pin, and the person who just wants to be able to join the conference would use the talk pin. So I'm going to set this as 2020. You do have a choice of whether you want to put a maximum number of people in the conference. I would suggest if you're expecting large amounts of people to join or potentially join that you don't want, you can change this, but generally just leave it set to no limit. Ask callers to record name. This is a nice facility. This allows the person that's ringing in to actually record their name so that when they go into the conference, their name gets announced. Play music to callers. So this will play music whilst the administrator is waiting to join. But that's only if you've got this feature here called callers are muted unless administrator is present. If you've got that set to yes, that means that, you know, if 2 or 3 people have joined the conference but the administrator has not joined yet, then they will all be listening to music and will not be able to hear each other whilst this is going on until the administrator joins. Then when they join, you can play a tone each time a person joins or leaves. You can, if you wish, to set a duration of the conference, and you can even set the conference to, you know, whether you want to repeat it so many times. If you leave it set as permanent, there's no need to worry about all these numbers underneath. You can, if you wish, dial out to a telephone number, or you can send out an email. The problem you've got with actually dialing out a telephone number is that if you dial out to a voicemail on a mobile, then that voicemail will actually join the conference. So it's perhaps not the best way of doing it. Normally the best way to do it is to use a public number or an internal feature code to come through to this conference. And what you can do is you can make it come directly to the conference and just ask the person to enter their talk pin. However, if you've got one external number and you've got multiple conferences, then you could ask them to dial this unique conference code up here to get through to the conference. So let's just save that now. And there we go, we've got one conference in here ready to go. If I click New and just do the process again, as you can see, it's created a different conference code. I'm just going to set up a different code for the admin, different code for the talk. I'm going to leave this all set as default just for the time being. I click Save. Now what I'm going to do, I want to show you if I create a feature code and click New. Let's say we create a feature code, call it *3 for instance. This means anyone internally can dial *3 to go through to the conference room. So I come down here. I've then got the options to decide on what we want to do each one. So for instance, I can select conference and go in as an administrator to the tech one or the other one that I set up. But what I suggest you do is that you go into the conference that you want to go into. So I'm going to go into this one, but ask for PIN. So that way anybody can dial *3, whether they're a administrator or whether they're just one of the people that want to talk on the conference, they can still dial the *3 code. So let's click Save on that. But of course, setting up an internal feature code is no good if people externally wish to get through to a conference. So there's a couple of ways we can do that. One of the easiest ways to do it is to use one of the public numbers. So if I go over to numbers, and let's say I click this number here, I'm now going to set this one up for the conference room, so I'm going to change the name on here to conference. I'm now going to change the default routing from telephone line to conference and ask for PIN. I've then got the options of the 2 conferences that I want it to go through to, and again I'm going to set this to go through to the tech support one. So if I now look, if I now dial this 0203 number, it will then take me through to this conference. I will then need to dial that number and enter the PIN for me to get into the conference. So let's give that a quick try.
Please enter your PIN followed by the hash key.
So because I'm going to go in as the administrator, I'm going to enter the administrator code.
After the tone, say your name and then press the hash key.
Mark Smith.
Thank you. Press 1 to accept this recording. Press your message has been saved. You are currently the only person in this conference.
So we're now waiting for someone else to join the conference. But if I dial in from another telephone,
Please enter your PIN followed by the hash key. After the tone, say your name and then press the hash key.
Harry Wright.
Thank you. Press 1 to accept your message has been...
Harry Wright
has joined the conference.
There we go. All parties are now in the conference. I'm going to hang up on one extension.
Harry Wright
has left the conference.
And because I'm the only one now in the conference, it's put me back on hold. I hope that helps. Thank you.